Hi, this is Mr. Keevy. I want to talk to you a little bit about this final project that you're going to be doing. This is really the only thing besides a summary that I have assigned for you for the rest of the semester, so this should give you plenty of time to do a pretty good job on this. Hopefully you've read and done some of this stuff in part one that I gave you a while back. If not, you probably want to get going on that. I'm going to post part two tomorrow. Basically, I plan on posting everything you're going to need to do for the rest of the semester tomorrow, and whenever you get it done, you can just turn it in. But I want to kind of go over the actual instructions for the final research essay. So we'll do that now. Waiting for it to download. Here we go. Hope everybody's staying safe and staying healthy. That's not it. Forget about that poem thing there. Do that for another class. All right, come on, open up. Should have planned better. All right, here we go. Let me move myself out of the way there. Okay, so the purpose of this assignment is kind of a culmination of what we've done this semester. Introduction to the conventions of written academic discourse. Research is a big part of this, so I'll be posting a video about how to do the research using the databases. That'll be up tomorrow or tonight, so you can kind of look forward to that. This paper is a persuasive argument. Okay, not a report, an argument. And what this means is that you have to take a position on a topic, one of those topics that I've already had you look at, but then you're going to have to argue that, give reasons, provide reasons to support your idea. Now, there's a kind of a twist to this, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So you want to pick a topic about which there's disagreement and provide relevant reasons, examples, explanations, and specific details that will help you advance your ideas in persuading your audience. You're going to develop an effective argument in which you consider objections you may face as you plan your argument. So what that means is that you may have your own reasons why you're going to be right about this or why you think you're right, but part of this essay is you need to be able to state what your opposition believes and argue against those. So it's not a deal where you just to kind of get to rant to think, well, I think we should do this because. It's going to be more like, okay, so here's what I think, but I know that one reason people disagree with me is you fill in the blank, and then you have to directly deal with that objection, okay? And that's that kind of Rogerian model that I posted earlier. So a big way I'm going to grade you on this, or a significant component of the evaluation, is your ability to articulate, state objections to your argument, and refute. Refute means show why those may not be the best reasons, those objections. And I'll post something that shows you how to kind of organize one of these. So I'm going to give you all the information you need to be able to do a good job on this. Okay, so you should consider selecting a topic that you're interested in, curious about, feel strongly about, want to learn more about, already know something about. So you're going to write a persuasive argument essay, keeping in mind that your purpose is to convince your audience that your position regarding the topic is reasonable and worthy of consideration. Now, some of the things that you have to do in this essay, and I'm going to kind of skip through these topics here, you've already probably looked at them, is you have to think about your audience. And your purpose, I guess, ultimately is to change their mind. Probably that's a hard thing to do, but if you can get them to see that your position is reasonable and worthy of consideration, you've done a lot. Now, Rogerian argumentation really is a way to make a reasonable argument. You know, in this day and age, man, our argumentation is not very good. We just tend to yell at each other, and if people disagree with us, we think they're demons. Okay, which is not really true. And one of the ways that you can, because remember, you're trying to appeal to an audience here, okay? And if you just start telling them why they're wrong, you're not very effective. But if you can articulate their reasons why they believe something, then they're going to be more open to listening to you. Another thing that you have to do in this essay, you'll notice down here, is you have to acknowledge at least one area of common ground. What's two things both sides could agree on, okay? So, and that's not all that complicated, okay? So for example, if we said, you know, should the minimum wage be raised? What would be some common ground there? If you know, whether you're for it or against it, what's both sides should agree on? Should a person who works full-time at least be able to make a living wage? You know, I think most people would agree that if you work full-time, you should be able to, you know, pay your rent and have some food. And not have to be on government assistance, okay? I don't think anybody would disagree with that. But you'll look at all these different topics here. You know, you decide which topic you want to do, but always try to find some common ground. And common ground is really good to use in the introduction of your essay and also come back to it in the conclusion. Because you want your audience to see you as a reasonable person, but they're not going to see you as a reasonable person unless that you project to your audience that you believe that they're reasonable people. We may disagree on something, but if I can state somebody else's reasons and I can find common ground, I'm a lot further to maybe moving somebody than just telling them why they're wrong. And that's kind of where we're at right now. And I think if we can do more of this, we might actually be more effective, okay? So if you pick a topic that's not on here, I want you to send me an email, just run it by me and I'll say yes or no. All right? So this thing needs to have a title. This one's very important. You need to acknowledge and refute at least 3 objections to your position. Okay, so that has to happen in this paper to get a good grade, okay? You have to acknowledge at least one area of common ground. All right. If you can shoot for 4 to 6 pages, you know, that's good. I think you've noticed I'm not a real stickler for pages. You need to have a clear thesis statement, okay, which means you're making some kind of an assertion. You could, this would be, you know, you'll notice that all of these items in here end with a question mark. Well, your thesis statement could be basically doing something like this. Instead of making it a question, just make it a statement, okay? All states should have right to die laws, if that's your opinion, or there should be no right to die laws of this physician-assisted suicide. So your thesis statement isn't really all that complicated. If you have a topic, you can just kind of rework that topic from a question into a statement. So don't lose too much sleep over that. You have to have at least 3 sources that would be considered credible. That's why I'm going to post a video tomorrow about how to use the TCL databases. That's where I'd like you to do your research. MLA or APA. If you already know how to do APA, I really don't care. I will be posting information about MLA. So I'm not really worried about how you do documentation yet. I really want you to pick a topic, begin to brainstorm your topic, and do that kind of thing to just get ready to write this thing. Let's see. Okay. I posted another item in assignments, which I think once you kind of decide on your topic, it's a really good method to brainstorm, to kind of feel out your ideas, play them out. And it's this position analysis worksheet. Let me wait for that to download. Download. All this other stuff is going to come popping up. So let's just wait a second. Oh, there it is. Okay, great. Okay, so you don't have to print this sheet off or anything to do this. You can just take a piece of paper and, make 3 kind of boxes here. So you can use this to explore your own ideas about your position, assertion, or thesis statement, and to explore the reasons, ideas or reasons that oppose your position. If you write down kind of a tentative or temporary thesis statement, then list 4 to 6 reasons in support of your thesis statement, then list 4 to 6 reasons that oppose your thesis in the column labeled arguments against claim. So arguments for, that's your arguments. Arguments against would be your opposition. This is the one you want to really pay attention to, because this is the stuff you have to address. All your arguments over here, they don't really matter unless they directly deal with these claims against. Again, common ground, things both sides could agree on. Okay, don't kill yourself over this, but I think it's pretty, most people are fairly, there's always something. If it's about kids, we all want what's best for our kids. If it's about money, we'd all like everybody to have enough money. But just use this as a way to kind of brainstorm your ideas. The students that actually give this some time, and may take you 2 or 3 times, is pretty soon what they see is, okay, these are pretty much the arguments against my claim. How do I refute or deal with those? And all of a sudden you see your essay kind of come together. You can almost see an outline. It's like, okay, here's the opponent's reasons. Here's my reason why I think they're not quite right about that, or why they may want to rethink that, or maybe there's an alternative way to look at it. So any of those things. So I just wanted to kind of post this video to give you some clarity on this assignment. I'll be posting some videos about documentation. I'll be posting one tomorrow about research. So, if you have any questions about anything, please send me an email. I'm going to kind of post a phone number for you, since we're kind of, really out of commission here lately, but I think we're all going to get through this okay. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to kind of keep you posted. I will be getting the responses back to the topics you chose. So that's where we're going. So good luck with everything, and I will post announcements whenever I post something new.